and welcome to episode 16, Grip the Grain. I'm your host, Big Kunta, and we are here with the legendary Headhunter James.
Goddamn right.
The Doc Sauce.
Oh, okay. Not legendary, but...
I mean, you know,
right.
you can get Doc
You
sauce.
haven't earned legendary status
You can get
yet.
Doc sauce
not
at
the
literally
Headhunter.
every Chinese restaurant.
I know, but none of them are as funky as mine.
I've started
'Cause you've
asking.
gone bad.
I've started asking for Doc Sauce, and they just assume I mean duck sauce.
Yeah.
So I can understand how you've gone your entire 35 years of life without realizing it's called duck sauce.
Yeah.
It's...
To be fair, he used to think it was dick sauce, and it's an improvement, so.
Well, yeah, and even now, I kind of want to call it cock sauce.
Except cock sauce is sriracha.
Just to see the reaction.
But that's
sauce is
sriracha,
sriracha.
though.
That's true,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, you're never gonna catch me
Yeah.
calling it that either. So.
No, man.
Cock sauce?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
You
you
like
know,
cock sauce?
I love it.
I love sriracha.
I love it.
Oh, okay.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Well, we're real
Yeah.
lucky today. We got a fourth wheel.
We do. We've got our
got a fourth
political
man.
correspondent.
We got a fourth man.
Yeah.
He's gonna be the most valuable fifth man award, sixth man award in the NBA.
No, six man, right?
Six man
He's,
award, yeah.
Coming off the bench. Yeah.
He's gonna add a little class.
Fat some margaritas.
Our good buddy
We've had some
Mike.
margaritas. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so
Yeah. And
we're keeping it moving. We have some pretty exciting stuff coming. I know we keep saying that in every episode, but we really do. So it's just a matter of timing and getting things set in stone. But
yeah, but like, what is time?
it's true.
It's not real. It's not real. It is currently, if my math is correct, it is currently March 363rd. And it's
On the Jewish calendar.
No, it's just because March 2020 never ended.
Yeah.
And it's about to be March again.
Yeah. We've hit
Too March, too furious.
we hit 500K in COVID deaths, right? In the
So
US.
far.
Still
So far.
serious.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of us, especially the people who've already had it, they're just they're like, yo, fuck it, I'm a super spreader, I'm out here, gang, But it's also kind of like, I feel you, dog. You had it, so like, what's the worst thing that can happen is you get it again, which I know some people that have gotten it twice, but
Well, except the actual worst thing that could happen is you give it to
Just
100
someone-
other people,
yeah,
and
correct.
they die.
Correct.
Or like,
That's
yeah,
kind of the
parents.
issue.
Right?
That's kind of the issue.
Yeah.
I've been
Did we settle on a name for that? Because, like, the old name was Typhoid Mary. Did we settle on, like, COVID Karen or something?
It's not going to be a Karen.
No?
It's going to be, not even Cody. I don't know. Something very Zoomer name
Okay.
that starts with a C.
Sure.
Colby.
Ooh, COVID Colby. That's
And it's gender neutral,
That's
bitch.
white. Yeah, no, it's great. I love it.
That's just gender.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
I picture
That's perfect.
that person
All right, I'm gonna patent it.
Yeah.
drinking a chai latte.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like a pumpkin spice latte when it's not even
okay,
in
yeah.
season.
So
A lot of White Claws.
Oh yeah, White Claws are like on their third rotation of flavors right now. They're turning into the Lay's potato chips. Just fucking anything you can think of.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see the next brand that comes out with a seltzer.
We're gonna be the assholes who buy it. That's
I
right.
mean, but
Oh yeah.
Bud Light
As-
has already
as always.
relaunched it. So
Yeah,
like
yeah,
they
they've
did
had
it
two
once and it was
variations.
terrible, and so they did it again.
I would be disappointed if there isn't like a new age Stone Cold Steve Austin who's just smashing White Claws in the ring. Before he, like,
I feel like
there's got to be.
feel like he would have diabetes.
I mean, is it? I think it's sugar free. Isn't it sugar free?
Is it sugar free?
Like,
So
It's
just like
supposed to be
tastes,
like-
it just tastes cloyingly sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't really taste sweet to me.
It's made with stevia.
Great.
Wow.
I don't know that. Don't.
Yeah.
It's made with Stevie.
Yeah. No, you don't want that. It'll be
Right.
spicy.
Yeah, these margaritas are hitting. We had Taco Friday night.
Yeah, we did.
Really quick, we're all over the place, but really quick, the Buffalo Bills did not advance to the Super Bowl. Sorry, James.
I mean,
He
did not?
is wearing his Josh Allen T-shirt, which is if you are a
Well-
Bills fan or if you're not familiar with it, Josh Allen was given how many? Tell the story.
So I think I believe what it was is when it was like the pre-draft stuff and all the quarterbacks who were expected to go in the first round were like given 30 seconds and a box of markers to draw their team's logo from memory without like having a picture of it in front of them. And this is Josh Allen's incredibly childish.
It looks like a potato with 2 celery legs.
Yeah, if anyone's thinking about Googling this, I want you to picture the image of, the plankton from SpongeBob.
You would find it immediately by
in
just
Bill's colors.
If you Googled Josh Allen drawn Bills logo, you find it immediately.
No,
I'm not gonna lie.
It looks like the plankton.
I'm not gonna lie. If I was a Bills fan, like I am a Dolphins fan, I would want that on a starter jacket.
Oh, absolutely. Right?
Dead ass.
Yeah.
That's like an 80, like a legit 80s starter jacket.
Put it on the starter jacket,
and then
it was my idea.
And then you take the starter jacket off, and you've got the T-shirt on underneath.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Bills fans are so extra.
Right.
You know what? It's your time. It's fine. You guys have been trash for about as long as we have, so it's cool.
Literally.
Probably longer.
Longer, actually, yeah. Because Jim retired like 3 years before Dan.
Yeah. Shit happens. Anyway, we like I said, we have some exciting things coming up. None of us are really happy about Tampa Bay winning, but at the same time, we just kind of,
I
forgot to go back and listen to the predictions, and I'm pretty sure I was the only one that was right.
Yeah, I had KC.
I think I had KC winning, yeah.
And I had Tampa Bay.
You said Tampa, yeah.
Yeah, because every time I bet
really
against
weird.
Tom wins.
Same.
So
That's what he said.
So I bet on Tom,
That was his whole theory.
and then he still won. So,
Yeah.
Screw me, I'm a Dolphins fan. I win anyways, no matter what happens.
It didn't hurt watching him win this time though.
No.
Because he wasn't.
Yeah, I still didn't love it.
He wasn't.
Yeah, I didn't love it, but it's something's got to be said about the guy. He just.
I mean,
he
to
knows
be
how
honest,
win.
it like the game itself sucked. Like
If you're from Tampa, is it Ybor City?
I mean, that's where the.
I'm
fun
pretty
things
sure that's
happen
where
outside of it.
KC left their defense.
I mean, and the offensive line, right?
And the offensive line.
Because Mahomes set the record for most yards run while scrambling to not get sacked.
Yeah, it was like
He also set a
400
record for
400
the
yards.
most accurate passes thrown laying down
Yeah.
because he was just diving everywhere to escape getting sacked. But he's remarkable. I mean, like the guy. I don't know if you can even hate the guy except maybe being in.
Wait, which one?
Mahomes.
Oh yeah, no, I don't hate Mahomes.
I mean, unless you're a Broncos fan or in that.
I
division
do
or
have
something. I
friends
get
who
it.
are Broncos
Raiders.
fans, and
I get it.
they hate Mahomes like we hate Brady.
Is it?
Yeah, no, they despise him.
Like,
If I was-
Mahomes isn't smug.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
but they despise.
If I was
the
them,
Broncos.
I would hate them
New
more.
England was just
Yeah,
so like
because he's better quicker than Brady was.
Yeah, no,
like they know they're gonna have to get their shit pushed in for the next 8 to
20
10
years,
years.
yeah.
At minimum,
Yeah.
8 to 10 years. And at least us, we thought we had a chance for the first 12.
I really
Right?
wanted Mahomes to beat Brady though, like to solidify
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
you
to
know,
hand it
passing
off.
of the
He
torch.
was
if you will.
2-2 against Brady up until that game, so he's 2-3 against Brady, which is fine.
It's
I
gonna
mean,
be,
it's
probably going to be permanent.
And it's going to be another fucking 10 years, evidently, before Brady retires, because he's a piece of shit, and he sold his soul to the devil.
I wish that Lombardi Trophy would have fell in the Tampa Bay River.
Right? Except he still fucking completed the pass.
He did. It was Cameron Brate who hadn't caught a
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
pass all season,
He-
but he got that goddamn trophy.
Yeah.
A lot of
Making
those
America
guys.
great again.
Ha.
Yeah, Antonio Brown was the Super Bowl champion, folks.
Sure
Yeah, he
was.
did. So did you see his tweet? This
Which
shit is
one?
funny as fuck. He tweeted last year, around the time when he had the incident at Oakland, and he was no longer playing football. He tweeted, someone gloriously screenshotted it and put it next to his Super Bowl picture with his family. But he tweeted in last year, "No white women 2020," and then at the Super Bowl
For that man?
yeah. He's
Like,
got
he's got 6 kids with
his
one
baby
white
mama.
woman.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he's Antonio Cromartie, but
No, Antonio Brown. Well,
No, I know.
He goes, "No white women
That
2020."
man going a year without white women?
But it's funny because
Nah, come
someone
on.
just had it,
Yeah.
saved it.
You want good dome?
I mean,
And,
someone always has the receipts if you
And
put something on
this
Twitter.
is the same crazy, apparently crazy chick that he's been going off on, where Hollywood PD was like,
Yeah.
all the videos we've seen.
Yeah, as opposed to the
living-
physical trainer that he
Yeah.
was going off on.
Living in Broward County, we see those little updates all the time.
That shit
Antonio
happens.
Brown,
That shit happens every day.
This, that, or the other. Arrest warrant for
The
this.
best was him
He yelled
turning
at security
himself
guard.
in to the cops when he was wearing a ridiculous Gucci suit because he's fucking Antonio Brown.
How
I mean-
often are you wearing your Gucci suit?
I
Never.
understand, like any other black man, like white women, it's like kryptonite. All right, so you got to be very mindful of that kind of shit because once you're super successful and wealthy,
sure,
and an athlete, you know what I'm saying? Like everything's gonna kind of go in your favor until it doesn't. You know, until you fuck around and he fucked around and
then he found out.
He found out graciously with that veterans minimum, like Tom finagled the system. I don't know, but I don't know the true story. I'm sure there's articles out there.
I mean, Tom gets what Tom wants.
Yeah.
If Tom says that he wants this person on the team,
rightfully so, because
then that
it paid off. But
sure,
they got to figure out everybody next year. They got to figure out linebacker guy. They got to figure out Godwin. White. Yeah, they got to figure out.
He's a monster in the game.
They got to figure out Fournette and Ronald Jones.
I mean, they're gonna let Fournette go.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, because he signed in the middle of the year. They don't really lose anything by cutting him.
Yeah,
and
he is the perfect example of why you don't bother paying your running back.
Yeah,
because you signed someone in the middle of the year and was able to get just as much out of him, paying him the veteran minimum.
Right. Well, we'll see. I don't really give a shit.
No, the ridiculous one.
I support Tampa, but I'm a Dolphins fan.
The ridiculous one was I had forgotten he was on a team that fucking LaShawn McCoy won the Super Bowl 2 years in a row.
2 years in a row.
Because he was like the third string running back for KC last year.
He didn't play a snap.
And he didn't play a single snap in that Super Bowl or this Super Bowl.
So he's like
on Tampa this year
on the Lakers. He left the Heat to go to the Lakers and won a championship.
Yeah. No, it's fucking nuts. Evidently, whoever signs LaShawn McCoy is going to win the Super Bowl.
Well, I'll be happy to sign him.
What happened? Wasn't he on the Bills?
That was the year before he was on Kansas City. Yes. And we were paying him a lot of money. Like we cut him.
He was never the same after Philly.
He had a couple really good years with Buffalo, but his 4 years ago he had a very mediocre year.
It's not like Josh Norman.
3 years ago was his last year with Buffalo.
Okay. Josh Norman had a good year compared to McCoy having good games.
Yeah. And so we had drafted Singletary in like the third round or something, and so we cut him.
Well, anyway.
Football off season.
Football, it's off season. Yep. There's a lot of trades and shit that are gonna eventually unfold. The free agency is weird. Some teams are really good at and stellar at building off of the free agency.
Texans are a bunch of slave owners trying to.
I think you guys are gonna get JJ Watt.
Oh yeah.
It sounds like we might.
Yeah. I said that. I said it before he even gave any hints away. Just because I figured that's his best option.
I like that he plays like a maximum of 10 games a year.
Yeah.
Because his body's just broken.
I mean, he's old.
Well, he's not. He's a monster. He's a monster and a half.
Yeah, he is. But he's old.
Your body can't function.
He's like more machine than man at this point.
Well, how many defensive tackles play more than 10 years in the league? Like it's
not many.
Not many.
Reggie White, Bruce Smith.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty cool.
It's rare.
Yeah, but Pittsburgh doesn't have the cap space for him.
They're saying Green Bay and some other places.
Yeah.
But it's interesting.
Did you see Russell Wilson's trade list?
I'm not sure that I actually believe any of that.
That's smoke.
Shefty reported it. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I will say the Bears,
right?
I think it's building a Deshaun Watson market. I think it's building up a Deshaun Watson market.
I mean, I get
that. Like the story, the alleged story, right, is that he was in a meeting with Pete Carroll about how to fix the Seahawks passing offense, and they didn't want to listen to him, so he stormed out. Why would they be having a meeting to fix the Seahawks passing offense?
Yeah.
They were like the number 5 fucking passing offense in the league last year.
No,
he threw a shit ton of interceptions, but I don't think that has to do with the offense.
And he got sacked a lot. So, unless the conversation was, hey, could you get me an offensive line?
Weapons, I mean.
Yes. Sure. Offensive line, but there's one statement that you make, like, how can we make our offense better? Throw the ball to the gigantic monster superhero bionic man
DK Metcalf
that nobody took besides the fucking Seahawks.
I was saying
him and his buddy, what's his name, Brown. I was saying both of them. Yeah. I was like, dude, I don't care if this guy's got not great hands. He's a freak athlete.
Yeah.
Just use him.
Yeah.
So what's the worst he's gonna do? Just take draw defenses? I don't know,
the same type of stuff Randy Moss did. The same type of stuff that Megatron did.
Metcalf hasn't earned that all pro
He has the physical
caliber yet.
capabilities that
He
only
drops
guys.
passes, but
Sure.
He does
he's
drop
young.
passes.
He's young. And,
Yeah.
once he
Randy
gets-
did too. Randy
Randy
Moss
did
did
too.
too.
Yeah, he did.
You know, he wasn't perfect.
Jerry Rice never dropped many passes.
No, not Jerry. Not
Jerry.
No,
But
he got
big,
guys
big receivers. Calvin Johnson never dropped passes either.
No, he was a monster.
Especially
He was
getting hit.
crazy.
So.
Yeah, he was crazy.
Oh,
He
he's
just
going to
don't-
the Hall of Fame. Good for him.
He is. Calvin is going to the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame class is pretty good this year.
Yeah.
Peyton
John Lynch.
Yeah.
Lynch.
Yeah, it's solid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good for him.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Well, we're excited about football.
Yeah, man. You know what's not solid? Fucking
Syria.
bombing Syria instead of getting a
Syria.
$15 an hour minimum wage.
I made a joke because I was like, yo, if anything, Biden definitely knows how to bomb Syria because, you know, I know Cheney wanted to,
Been there,
and then
done that.
Bush didn't want to. Obama was like, yo, fuck that. We're bombing these motherfuckers. Trump was like, yo, fuck that. We bombing these motherfuckers. And Biden's like, yo, what? This is what we do, baby. Drones.
Yeah.
Drones. Not that it's funny. It was.
I mean, he probably
it was
thinks
a
that,
defense
that
maneuver.
if you don't use it, you lose it.
Well, it's like leave days in the military,
Just like.
but with missiles.
And about the same number of dead
That's sad.
people.
That's
Roughly. Here's my thing. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot. Being in the military, you learn and see a lot of shit that's obviously way above anyone's pay grade. Not that I'm any more different than a civilian or an intellectual, someone who studies and follows, you know, everything that happens, current events in the world and stuff like that. But I will say, it gives us a sense of like camaraderie that we obtain because a lot of us don't want or care about that really, you know, interlining, you know, whatever the higher up political reasoning behind everything. Most of us are just like, yo, we don't want to die. You know, we're trying to stay alive. We're trying to stay focused. We're trying to do our best. Some people are a little trigger happy. Some people are very, you know, their nerves are shot, and everyone responds and reacts differently. You know, especially when you talk to people, especially in the time of war. But you listen to like stories, and a lot of us really we just care about the safety of the brothers we make, you know, and sisters we
Sure.
make, and so all of it really just becomes, well, we did what we can. Some of us were patriotic, some of us were not. Some of us became patriotic, right? Some of us developed a sense of love for God and country within like the warrior ethos, like within the service, within the time invested, the traveling, just knowing that your buddy, you know, his wife back home is going through, you know, a really shitty, you know, decision-making, planning of trying to divorce him. And
Hopefully not fucking some other
normal
dude.
life
Yeah,
stuff.
that
So
happens
you're
all the time.
But
balancing. Yeah.
probably fucking
That
some
happens
other
all the
dude.
time.
It's definitely happening.
And so
Yeah.
the hard thing is you develop, you know, even for guys you don't really care about, man, you just kind of develop like this, like, you know, I get it, bro. Like, I get it. And which is why, you know, more times than not, when you meet an actual vet and not some stolen valor asshole, you get this really easy sense of just like, you know, what's known doesn't have to be said. You know, you just kind of get each other. And it doesn't mean like everyone understands 6 deployments and everyone understands working in, you know, top secret clearances and, you know, HVTs, high visibility, you know, scenarios and stuff like that. But it has everything to do with.
I would think that most of them would agree that they would prefer we have fewer wars
Sure.
going on.
100%. But
And like,
my point with that whole breakdown was a lot of us we are okay with, we've accepted somewhere along the way in the path, and maybe it's the training, maybe it's the you know, the warrior training center and the WTs. When you go different places and you actually prepare yourself for deployment and combat and scenarios where you have to make quick decisions like that to save not only yourself but the guy to the left and right of you. We've accepted like the bombings, you know. It's different for us. Like when I hear it, it's a desensitizing schematic that is just poured and injected into you slowly throughout the building phase of breaking your old self out when you're going through basic training and rebuilding somewhat of this
the deconstruction ceremony.
Yeah, so I think that being desensitized to it is a common thread throughout most people our age that have grown up with, Afghanistan, Iraq,
The Forever War.
the Forever War.
right.
Obviously, it's a higher scale. Someone who is in the service and has to go through the mud. I think the average civilian, the one that's paying attention, even a little bit to it, is asking the question, why are we putting them in danger that way? And I think Mike, with the politics, you get into politics. You start talking about.
I was gonna say it's good, Kunta, kind of turn it into the desensitization thing, because all those positive things you're describing that come from service, you don't experience when you have an Xbox 360 controller in an air-conditioned trailer in Las Vegas.
100%. Yes.
Just fucking, killing people halfway around the world.
Right.
Which is what happened, which is what started this.
Yeah, so I don't know if anyone's seen that Netflix, if any of you guys have seen that Netflix movie with Anthony Mackie, where he plays like kind of like a bionic human.
Him and the guy who's a drone pilot.
Yeah, and off the...
It's Franklin from Snowfall, but...
Yeah, so
I'm entirely unfamiliar with this movie.
It's a really good movie.
He's like a bionic future soldier.
Yeah, and he ends up taking this guy who was a drone pilot under his wing, who was under discipline for, saving two guys.
He's like,
this was called The Running Man.
In the casting, he's like, I'm basically Falcon without Falcon.
The same,
all right, cool.
The same plot.
For not killing enough people.
Sure. Yeah, so it's that idea of you don't mind pressing that button, drop that bomb. If you don't see the suffering and the pain that's going on around it.
Oh, absolutely. Like that book was written before any of us were born. Like that's the whole point of Ender's Game.
Yeah.
And like that's what is that? Early 80s, 70s? Who fucking
Feels like
knows?
70s, classic sci-fi.
Yeah, and we're now we're just bombing Syria instead of I don't know, following through with any campaign promises.
Well, that bomb they dropped was at least a $5 million bomb. I'm saying minimum,
Probably more.
Right? Probably more.
If I had a nickel for every campaign promise that Biden had broken, I would not have student debt.
Yeah.
Sing.
All those executive orders that I heard he signed, and I'm not sure if there was a single one that really, some of them, my understanding was reversals of Trump's, executive orders that he did, and as a layman, someone that is investing all this time reading into it, because I'm 100% sure minimal effect on myself and my family, more just trying to survive on my own.
Except it could have an effect on yourself and your family.
Absolutely.
If he just did what he said he was going to do.
Yeah.
That's the problem, right? It's a whole lot of getting bullshit information out there to get votes, but and a lot of us we know it's and for those of you that follow me on social media, I'm very outspoken and how much I dislike Trump, but this none of that ever implied that I was so pro Biden, and that's the thing, right? I can completely shit on someone and still not be in favor of the person that's running opposite of him, and I have never really liked Joe. I don't think he's a monster that everyone,
I hate him.
claims him to be. But I think he's a monster in a different kind of way, just like most politicians are.
Well, I can think of two ways. One, he's a rapist.
There you go. There's one.
And the second one is...
That's not funny.
No, it's just true.
It's true.
He created all the policies that the Democrats ran against.
Correct.
In this most recent primary. Like, he
The child
was...
separation, right?
Not even that,
Who
but
was he running against that literally, it was really, and then she endorsed him.
Sarah Palin?
No.
Oh, man, remember her? Remember when she was too dumb?
Yeah.
And now
No, Democrat. I forgot.
But I'll just, the specific things to think about, like, he supported, spearheaded even, the criminalization of, minor drug use and drug possession that led to so many black men thrown into prison. And now 20 years later, and whatever that's a little more complicated, that was somewhat popular
the
at the time.
omnibus crime bill.
But now 20 years later, we're running against that. We're running get those people out of prison, get that off the criminal record. He created that.
Correct.
Change to the welfare system that happened under Clinton. He was instrumental in that.
Right.
He tried to shut down raves. Tried to pass laws.
Right?
to shut down raves, which is really rude.
We were going hard.
Raves are awesome.
We were going hard.
I know,
in
and now
in
ecstasy
DC.
is fixing people's depressions.
Yep.
In most places.
Well, you're talking specifically about microdosing. That's it's different.
Either way, study the thing.
You're not
find
taking
out
a whole fucking thing of fucking, ketamine, horse tranquilizer.
I mean, you
can
speak for yourself.
I bet those people at the rave.
Yoda and the Camry running over everyone because he's on fucking ketamine.
It's the weekend Super Bowl halftime performance where the camera's just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it's bouncing off of everything.
I would bet you all my money.
Literally all the lights. If you've never been in a K-hole, I'm just going to say, and mine was not on purpose because I was told I was doing one thing and I wasn't. I was really nervous, whatever. Sorry if you're listening, whatever. Whatever, I don't care. But what's that?
Sorry, no one
but
is.
It was amazing until it wasn't, and people that are very experienced, they're supposed to walk you through all this shit, right? They're supposed to, the goddamn
ketamine shaman.
The fucking.
I dig it.
Well, they wear the the gloves with the fucking lights on them and shit, and they do all this raving shit and.
Instead, Joe Biden busts in the door and asks what this malarkey
goddamn
is.
Joe Biden,
calls the feds.
There was a whole kerfuffle.
He goes and says, "Can we go after
There might
the
have even
DJ?
been fisticuffs.
Can I charge him with murder?
Yeah,
the guy who owns this place.
He probably just did a
charge
RICO.
him with attempted
He
murder?
probably did a RICO.
Yeah.
He fucking snitched.
He strung everything.
He RICO'd everything.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
And the politician that I believe you were trying to remember who was in the primaries is his fucking vice president.
Yes, I was thinking that too.
It's fucking Kamala.
Right.
She kept going after him really hard for being she literally called him a racist.
Yeah, well, listen, I even said when that happened, I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. It was like 4 years ago when with Bernie, everyone shot everybody in the foot.
Well, yeah,
and then they're hopping.
It was
hopping
literally
on one foot.
It was literally
and they're
like
holding
that.
each other up like, yo, we're gonna be all right.
We're stronger together.
Fucking shot each other.
Right.
Because we dug ourselves in the biggest hole. And this is what I try to explain to my Trump fans.
Nothing unifies Democrats.
What I try to explain to my Trump fans was
Bernie.
none of us were like, oh, we lost. It was like, oh, we did this to ourselves. Goddamn motherfucking 47.
We shouldn't have worn that dress.
World star. How many flags is there? How many stars are in the U.S. flag?
Oh God, bro, those questions is when they do that is wild.
They do it at like South Beach at like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
I was like, first of all, 13 motherfucking colonies. Goddamn, 47
in a row.
Math is
47.
hard, and I think it's also.
I saw a meme the other day that says, have you ever just cried because you can't math? And I'm like, hell yeah. I used to cry all the time. Frustrated. Because I was like, I can't figure this shit out. I didn't get that fucking Korean gene.
Yo, put a 7 next to
get that, man.
His StarCraft micro is weak.
Bro, but I was a beast in StarCraft. Probably because I was playing Americans. I don't know.
Probably.
But I was nice.
Playing on
StarCraft
easy
2,
mode.
StarCraft 2, but yeah.
Oh man! So the important thing is that we have rules now, and we have procedures, and we're respecting those.
Proper press briefings.
I believe
he's
those
making.
Still suck too.
I believe he's making a reference to the Senate
them,
parliamentarian.
right?
Yes, I mean you're aware. I teach high school. I teach history specifically.
Yeah.
I know the Constitution. I read it.
You are the knower of things.
I forgot about the parliamentarian.
Right. It's not even in the Constitution. They were established in 1935.
That's part of the problem, and that's a very real thing, and we need to respect that, and we need to, I understand, some of you out here are probably worried, like how you're going to pay the rent this month. You've probably been worried about that for an entire year now, and the good news is you can just keep worrying.
Yeah, because the government does not care.
No. The government's working on it. He said, but there's rules.
Just
you
keep
know,
working.
there's forms.
This isn't Nam. There are rules.
Oh God!
So that's the good news for everybody who was like really, for anybody who still had hope inside of them somehow after a year of all this.
That's
just the COVID years.
That would be the problem.
Just like a little ember left.
All the worry that you normally have just from being on this planet, the natural worries from being a parent to, health.
Keep
whatever.
that same energy.
Keep it there.
Keep that same energy.
It's not going anywhere. It's not to be discouraging, but it's definitely just.
I get it now. You just made it all click in my brain. I understand Biden's policy now. He learned to stop worrying and love the bomb.
Zing.
When in doubt, bomb
That's
some
it.
people.
That's all there is to it.
It's we can get into like a really deep conversation if you want, but it's ultimately yes, the president has a lot of power, but he has a lot of restrictions too. One thing the president has a lot of power to do is just bomb random ass countries.
Sure does.
Whenever the fuck he wants, without even he has to get a force authorization later, but.
Man,
Whatever. He's got like 90 days to go hog wild before he has to even tell the Senate.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
He signs off on, the Department of Defense comes to him and say, "Hey, we want to bomb these targets in response to these things." And he says, "Yeah, sure."
Yeah, basically.
And then they go and do it, and then he has 90 days to fill out paperwork. That's
Yeah,
really,
it's an oversimplification of events, but yes.
But basically, yeah.
Under Congress, it just.
We're talking about something as simple as like addressing it.
We haven't been in a declared war since Korea.
Correct.
Like the Constitution says the fucking president doesn't get to declare war.
Yeah.
Right.
That Congress does.
does.
We haven't
It's
been
true.
in a declared war since Korea. We haven't not been at war in
Been in
any of our
campaigns.
lifetimes
We haven't been in wars.
because we've been in engagements and campaigns and all this nonsense.
Conflict.
Of like the president can do whatever he wants as commander in chief, and then he's got like 90 or 100 days or whatever to technically get authorization for it. And it always happens.
Also,
was-
that's how it's happening.
I can't think of a
in our
single-
entire lives.
We have
Sure.
We have always been at war with East Asia.
it's happened for most of the boomers' lives.
Yeah.
Korea was a declared war.
It
Vietnam
was
not.
declared. Vietnam was not.
So then my question is was there any language within the Patriot Act? I remember that was a big thing, and granted, I was still a sophomore in high school when they signed that thing.
Because you're the
it's
old
not
man here,
related
yeah.
to
Yeah.
Patriot Act, but at the same time, they passed a authorization of use of force to the president on 9/11 to go after basically anybody connected to the terrorist attacks.
Basically,
So
anybody
he
not
was,
white.
he was given a blank check.
Considering
Yeah.
they've never gone after anyone related to the terrorist attacks.
Well, I mean,
Does anybody in the Defense Department can come to them and say, "Hey, this is they're a threat," and they could be selling too spicy a hot dog on Canal
they could
Street,
be
New York,
putting
and
they
then
could be
boom.
putting fucking ketchup on a hot dog in Chicago, and that's enough. That's fucking Casus Belli right there.
fun.
so the important things that the government can do still work. The president can
Anything
just
they want to.
bomb whoever the fuck they want. But other things like raising the minimum wage, or even just cutting those checks that they promised.
Oh yeah.
I remember. I don't know. I'm fuzzy on the number.
Last time
I'll
I
check
checked,
on Twitter.
Last time I checked, it was
I
2000.
keep hearing different numbers on
Yeah.
Twitter.
It's
I don't
because
know.
they keep moving the goalposts. Yeah.
it's impressive. If you remember, I think it was like last week. They were talking about
It's like golfing with Trump. Like they're how many mulligans are we doing here?
The rules are made up, and then points don't count.
The most cheating ass game there is.
That didn't count as a shot.
That's
Yeah.
that's definitely the case. But it's
you could
but
play
now we get
type,
now we get the Democrat version. So that's fun. We
Which
had
is-
the Republican version of just like
Meet the new boss, same
but
as the old
now
boss.
but they have a particular style, and I think I especially like. I think it was about last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, where they were talking about debt relief for people with student debts.
Yeah.
And they were like, "What about $50,000?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "Yeah. What if it was less than $50,000?
Yeah.
What if we put preconditions? What about 30?
Okay, fine, take 2.
Now it's like 2
What about
grand.
10? They're negotiating with themselves.
Yeah, it's not even like the
This
people
is
anymore.
What really
They didn't talk to one Republican yet.
They didn't talk
just-
to anybody. What really drove it home was the Biden's comment at the town hall about it, of like someone asked if he would. One of the like people asked the question of if he would move off of his number of $10,000 to what the progressives wanted of $50,000.
They're notoriously like the bad credit king.
And he said,
They're like what is it, trillions in debt? We're trillions in debt.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
It's like, yo, push that shit under the rug. All right, you want to finance this fucking dope ass bum?
"Oh,
We're
absolutely."
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Test
So-
out that motherfucker, bro. Push that shit out. You know what? Go ahead and just use it.
So
Use
Biden's logic, like his statement,
Just put the key back in the
his
map.
statement was the reason that he would not support forgiving $50,000 in student loan debt instead of $10,000 in student loan debt was that the government shouldn't be forgiving the debt for people who went to Harvard and Yale and Penn. Which means that he thinks that you have to go to an Ivy League school to have
Have that much
$50,000 in
Yeah,
debt.
Out of touch.
I ran the
There's
fucking
no idea.
numbers. It's
Well, he's
$50,000
no
a
different
year
than Trump being, just
for a
completely
regular
delusional about-
in-state fucking school. like-
Trump's like, you peasants.
Yeah.
We're prime rib status down here. You're fucking.
Yeah.
I mean, he has
cured
grandkids
meats.
that are getting close to college age.
Yeah, except like they don't have to pay for anything.
I know, but nobody's sending
niggas
him
are in
this is
debt.
generally how much it costs.
Niggas are in debt at 50 grand at Kaiser University.
Right. He's
Okay.
a fucking Bluth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He's a fucking
they gotta
Bluth
get their
saying
shit
how
together.
much could a banana possibly cost.
People are going to the Art Institute of Florida, $100,000 in debt.
Who is
The
David
school don't
Cross?
even exist no more, my guy.
Yeah.
David Cross's character?
Yeah.
Full Sail.
The
Let's not talk
analrapist
about it.
Oh god.
in
he was-
Arrested Development. Yeah.
Yeah, he was the worst. That's who.
They were all the
Biden-
worst. That's kind of the point.
Well, yeah, but just floating through life.
Yeah. The one important thing too to remember with this is that this is a case where it doesn't have to be done via a bill that goes through Congress and the Senate and the parliamentarian, who we've all just learned about today.
Yeah. Literally.
This can be done via executive order.
Anything
so that
can be done
means
via
it's,
executive order.
He's choosing
unanimous.
not to.
Or it's
He sure did sign off about 45 of them on the first week.
It doesn't even fucking matter.
I don't even know what he signed.
we
the,
get
the number doesn't matter. It's the specifically what they do that matters. And this is a thing that he could do by just passing an executive order. Doesn't need approval from anybody.
Yep.
He can all the way up to, because they've talked about it, because it's under Department of Education and he has control of all that, he can put out an executive order that says 100%.
Yeah.
All
Yep.
student loans gone.
Fannie Mae and Sally.
We've just
I mean, they do that shit with these corporate bailouts and
yeah.
stuff.
yeah.
But they can't do it with
like
this.
United Airlines and
Yeah.
these fucking.
because they don't want to.
Yeah.
Well, because they're not making any money off of it, probably.
Right.
Or there's
They-
not
yeah.
something they're getting in return.
They get nothing for it.
The why of it is
They don't care.
we
Josh-
could talk about forever. But
Consume.
Joe Schmo down the street doesn't have a lobbyist to help him.
yeah, the
Yeah.
fact that they can do it and choose not to is the whole point, and
Yeah.
not good news. And if you had that little cherry, you're hanging on to that. And
Yeah.
you're like, this is I still have hope.
Hold on to your
I'm
shekels,
gonna-
everyone.
That's my secret, Cap. I gave up on hope in 2016.
Yeah, that's kind of where my heart died too. It turned black.
I mean, I see a red door and I want to paint it black.
Yeah. So we're like a month in. Like this is a brand new presidential administration. Like we should be
right.
at least a little excited.
No.
There should
A
be
little
no.
hopeful.
I mean,
Throw in the towel right away. Or
I was
something.
honestly,
right now, just toss
I was
it.
honestly more excited once I knew Trump was gone, but it had everything to do with my
Yeah.
dislike for him. It had nothing to do, and yes, I disliked him for many, many legitimate reasons, but none of that, like I said, is in favor of thinking Biden was going to do better or is better. It really is a pick your poison kind of scenario. It was that way for me in 2016.
Well, the
I voted
difference.
for
The
Gary
difference
Johnson
is.
because that was my guy. Shouts out to my guy Gary.
Fucking
Getting
felt
blitzed right
the
now.
Johnson.
Gary's
I think
out. Gary's getting riggedy
We've got,
wrecked.
we've got
and-
fucking two Johnson feelers here.
and Tulum somewhere.
I think the big difference is one of them was actually telling you to put bleach in your body,
Well,
and the other one's
sure.
just not going to help you pay off your debt.
That's just one of many. But
You know,
To be fair, Trump's way probably is less painful.
I know it's quicker.
You die fast instead of, slowly starving to death.
he's at least neat in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Fucking guy.
you know, do you want the idiocracy right in your face, or do you want it, to slowly
Slow,
kill
insidious.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that it was two bad choices, but like, holy shit.
That's why I didn't vote for either of them.
Holy shit.
Well, we have
All the nihilism
we
you
have a
can
long
drink.
way to go. Like Mike just said, we're only a month in.
That's right. It's always darkest right before it's pitch black.
Everybody on the other side of the coin that's not a fan of Biden for just political party stance, just first of all, just chill the fuck out, all right? Because nothing has really changed. Insulin has not gone up. I know people that take it every day. It's not gone up. Gas is going up
true.
because more motherfuckers are going to work.
It hasn't gone up since
All right?
fucking Senator
Just use your
Manchin's
brain
daughter raised
for
the
a second.
price
Gas
5 years
isn't going
ago.
up because there's some kind of inside sabotage going on. Gas is going up because more and more people are just like, fuck this, I'm going to work.
Right.
And more people since COVID. Gas was down because nobody was fucking going
no one
anywhere.
was driving.
Also, I mean,
It was delightful.
that's like the United States doesn't force the price of gas.
I know that.
Right.
I wasn't getting
Saudi
into
Arabia
the
created
Yeah.
creates the
I
price
wasn't
of
getting
gas.
into to the technicalities. I'm just saying, like, it's not so simple as just copying and paste the fucking post.
Yeah.
Because a lot of my conservative friends do that shit, and I do too. But I do it to poke fun, not to make a point. You know, when I make a point, I have a legitimate conversation. So that's something that everybody needs to be better at when you're discussing something. If you're going to take the time to do that, if you don't give a shit, which most people don't, they just don't have the conversation at all.
Yeah, they
But
just
I'm a
unfollow
very
you on
social
Facebook.
guy. I'm a social butterfly. It's what I do.
Yeah.
Whatever, I rile shit up. I speak freely. I'm that way in person for people who know me. So, but anywho, we're gonna be wrapping up. We have some exciting things coming in the film sector.
Oh, yeah.
South Korea film, SBS, Seoul Broadcasting Station, Netflix. They have partnered for, I think, like $500
They
million.
said $500 million
They're going
for
to
this
South
just
Korea.
this year. So
Right,
like
just this year.
It's going to be more after that. So
There's already a
it's just
shit
this
ton
year.
of Korean films and shows.
Parasite was Korean, right?
If you have not given Parasite is
Yeah.
Korean. If you have not, it won an Academy Award in the US.
That's why I bring it up, because if any
you
of our
wanna-
listeners are going to be familiar
And
with
for a lot of
Korean
us
cinema,
film
it's
buff,
that.
a lot of us film buff guys and girls, if you are pro, not culture appropriation, and you want like a Korean producer to win an Academy Award
Yeah.
for Korean film in the United States, if that bothers you, eat a dick. It shouldn't
Yeah, fuck
bother you.
'em.
So I don't really care.
Fuck
but
'em.
honestly, it's really cool to see something like
If
that
they
happen.
think that, then I want to just like tie them to a chair and make them watch Hard Boiled on repeat.
Well,
Yeah, don't
Most
threaten me
people-
with a good time.
most
Right?
people who love films, period, whether they're so bad they're so good, or they're just overall just really well done. A lot of us, I think, we can all agree that South
Woo
Korean
makes great
films
movies.
are great. Yeah, they're really good.
I love The Interview.
The acting is great. The Interview's not a Korean film, but it takes place in North Korea, sure. And makeshift North Korea, by the way.
Snowpiercer was Korean.
Snowpiercer is Korean,
Yeah.
correct. And they just
Despite
redid it.
it being, they
redid
redid
it
it as a
show.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I've heard mixed things.
With the guy who played Jefferson in Hamilton is the the main
really?
character.
Yeah,
He's the
David
lead.
Diggs. Yeah.
He's the lead.
Good
in,
for him.
in the Snowpiercer show.
Yeah, good for him.
But yeah,
Yeah. So anyway, HBO Max, Mortal Kombat. We got a lot of films coming out. So stay tuned.
Yeah, we need to just do a Mortal Kombat cast.
we do.
Could we
Yeah, we
just
do.
have a podcast on Mortal Kombat?
Honestly, we probably
Probably.
could. We
Singular.
probably
Yeah.
could do something like that.
Yeah.
Because that we've all played countless hours of it.
Hundreds.
I still remember some of the codes. I played Mortal Kombat Trilogy the most out of all of them. These new Mortal Kombat's I've never played them. I've played them like in arcades, but
They're wild.
I just can't get into them.
They're
because
wild,
I can't get into
man.
fighting
They
games
are
as much.
indeed.
They're so much more complex.
I haven't played a fighting game like seriously since Soul Calibur 2.
For me, it's probably
I was gonna say
I played it on the
Tekken.
it's
GameCube.
probably like Tekken
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say. I thought you were
or
gonna say
Virtual
Tekken.
Fighter or something. It
I
might have
played
even been a
those,
Soul
but, like,
Calibur.
Yeah.
Well, Super Smash
But yeah.
Brothers.
That's fair, but I don't count Smash
No,
as the
I know,
same
I know.
thing,
I wouldn't.
right?
It's not.
Yeah.
Because there's
It's
no
not.
there's no moves to put in.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a brawler.
Yeah, it's a different kind of.
But yeah,
But anyway, thanks for rocking with us. This is episode 16. We have some really, and thanks for Mike being on the show.
Right.
We have some really
Thanks for joining us.
we have some really cool things coming up. A lot of it is just scheduling, and that's scheduling conflicts. It's the only thing. People, COVID is tough. You know,
You're trying to get 4 people in a room in this time.
time is an
Yeah.
illusion.
it's tough. It's tough. You know, and we're all trying to be safe, but at the same time, we don't want to shortchange. You know, just trying to make an effort. You know, to try to keep some kind of sense of normality, even though it's technically all gone. But the new norm, if you will. But anyway, love you guys, and with that, we are out this bitch.